Hello, guys. Welcome back. Just unofficial poll. Have you noticed all the Christians you know have turned the crazy all the way off, all the way up, rather, broken off the dial, and they're even more crazy than usual? Or is it just me? Do I just know the special ones? Over the last week, I've been able to see them say things that are so unchristlike, I wondered if the Antichrist wasn't real and I didn't know her personally. Um, It's been very bizarre seeing some of the things they're saying. Well, they wrap themselves up in Christianity. And to be clear, this is not how you Christian. And claim this is something Christ would want. They never drag Jesus in by name, but you can tell they feel he would think lynching a woman is a good idea. Breaking quarantine is super cool, and all the good Christians are doing it, and just violence and marching in the street with guns is great, and no one should be afraid of that shit because Jesus said so. Yes, I remember the part in the Bible where Jesus had a gun rally and then they lynched a woman in effigy. That's my favorite part of the Bible, personally. I got, ooh, savage back here. I did not know how to deal with that shit because I've noticed the more I work with Satan, the more truthful the Christians, especially I know, are. It's like they can't wait to tell me their deepest, darkest ideas. And they're getting this all from Facebook. And I'm like, I just learned a wealth of information about you I don't need to know. And the two up there don't have a Facebook, but they've always been racist and they can't wait to see certain things happen. And I thought, neat, you're very horrible people. So I'm like, well, that cuts my social circle down to 0. So I'll be spending more time with the gods and more time with you fine people. And, I thought, well, damn. But, Asmodeus was very practical. He said, I know you think they're horrible people, and they are. But if you ever need to work with them towards something, if you need to get something done for yourself, he said, don't be proud. Don't be foolish. He said, I know they're horrible people. The one sitting on a hoard of cleaning supplies and chortling to herself while other people go without. And she's been breaking the quarantine this whole damn time. Which shows you that the quarantine isn't an intelligent being, or it would have taken out the people that broke quarantine, and, the rest of us would be fine. I just thought, and I don't wish unwell on anyone because we don't do that as pagans or anybody that works with Loki or Satan, we don't do that. But I thought, wouldn't it be pretty damn funny if, as you're sitting on all these cleaning supplies and hoarding them and waving them in everybody else's face, it would be kind of funny if you came down with COVID. Just ha 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 funny. Um, I go, ooh, back here. It's kind of making me angry. I've kept trying repeatedly to get rubbing alcohol, any kind of alcohol to put on my hands, you know, for when I'm handling supplies was they come in and, when I handle mail or if I do have to go out of the house unavoidably to have things put aside. Now I do have soap, but I would also like to have some rubbing alcohol and some more antibacterial soap because that's not going to last forever. And if I dawdle too long and don't have infinite money to shoot at stuff, it's just being bought out from under me online. So it's kind of frustrating, but I'm hoping as we go towards July and summer, people forget like they always do, and they stop buying stuff, and I can buy stuff at reasonable prices actual humans can afford. So it's kind of pissing me off, but with my compromised immune system, everything open today, so I know everything's going to be 12 kinds of batshit crazy. We went from red to yellow, but nobody was obeying the quarantine in the first place. They're going to be even worse today. So I am being kept in by, the demons and the gods, and they're like, no, absolutely not. You are staying in. You're going to stay in, and you're going to watch for a couple weeks, and you're going to see what happens. Because people weren't obeying it in the first place. I know a lot of people weren't obeying it. It's going to be even worse now because people that were kind of sort of obeying it are going to just cut loose and by the time it goes to green, we'll actually wait 2 weeks after it goes to green. And then if we, and that should be hopefully by July, then we can go out. So it's been weird because I'm seeing people's true natures come out. and I don't like their true nature. I knew a lot of horrible stuff about these people before, but I could always set it to one side. And now I'm getting to see just how horrible they are. And I apologize to King Payment again because there had been this article I read that about someone that claims to work with him, and I'm always skeptical. And he said you would see what people are really like, and I was like, yeah, right. But I think that's, kind of like a satanic energy, and that's kind of like a Loki energy that's going through the world, or at least going through the world of people that work with them and saying, here's what the people you've surrounded yourself are really like. I couldn't figure out why Satan didn't like these friends. I thought it was because they were so uber Christian. He knew what they were really like, and they all knew what she was really like. But Asmodeus is the practical one. He's like, yes, they're horrible, scummy people, but they might be useful, horrible, scummy people. So keep that in mind and set your morals to one side if you have to make, for lack of a better word, a devil's deal with them to get something accomplished. You do that and don't worry about it because you're limited in your options. When you have, chronic illness and you don't have a car and you can't afford a Uber, you have limited options. You have to either take the bus or you have to get a ride from someone, and you have to be, careful with what you do, and sometimes you have to rely on people that are really terrible. But Satan's more working me towards total absolute independence. His idea is to cut these people out of my life forever, which he has a point. They are morally terrible, repugnant people. But Asmodeus is more of, he knows they're terrible, repugnant people, but they could be useful, terrible, repugnant people. So they're kind of having a discussion on that. I know I don't feel good when I talk to any of them. They bring my energy way down. I couldn't figure out why. And then, Satan pointed out, well, she's gloating over everything she has. She's been gloating and rubbing it in your face about how much family she has and how much, supplies she has and how much stuff people give to her and how much she has. He says, of course you feel terrible. She knows the situation you're in. And he said the same with the other one. She gets drove everywhere and everything else. And he says they're gloating about it. They're not doing it in the horrible way other people have known in the past have done it. He said they're gloating about it though. He said you don't need that in your life. So, we're going to avoid them for a while, if not forever. And I'm just waiting to see if Amazon's going to actually ship some essential stuff I need for my birthday instead of buying myself something fun. I bought practical house supplies because I'm like, people are going to be losing their mind. What I'm doing is my strategy is to buy what nobody else is currently buying. And then I'll have that in stock. And then by the time some crazy news article comes out about that and everybody's buying it and you can't get it for months, I'll have it, won't have to worry. Like I said, I still can't get alcohol or antibacterial soap to save my life, but it's going to be a madhouse out there because it's the first day they lifted the restrictions a little. So I'm not going out there. Also, it's the weekend, so it's going to be fucking insane. I'm going to have to wait till at least Monday, let people get it out of their fucking system. But by then, we'll see how the numbers are doing in this state. And honestly, I promise them I can wait 2 weeks. I think I'll make it through if I never get alcohol or I never get more antibacterial soap. I have one there a little bit, and then I have a full one. And then I have, I think, another full one. Well, partially full one, and then I have a little tiny one. So it's like I have two backups. But I was thinking, well, into fall, winter, I would just like to have my stuff now, but I'm not going to be that lucky. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.